Welcome back to week 4, the final week of
Launch and
28 Days of Love.
Oh my goodness, and love has been sharpening.
When you refuse to give up.
We're back nightly, as we have been all the whole month of February.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, but week 4 is just as powerful as week 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, indeed. Pulling it up at the end, we have finishing up strong for us.
Yes, we've got Mike and Alicia Capoe.
On Monday, February 27th at 6 p.m. And we also have George and Kathy Brown.
Yo, these guys are vintage in marriage. Tuesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. And don't forget, we're going to review with those clips, guys. We've got some great clips.
It's a bonus. We're going to extend it for you.
We're going to extend it, so we will see you on Saturday, March 4th, right here with Kim and Dr. You. Look, I had to come in and harmonize with them this time.
We'll pull up some clips and some high points of things that happened throughout the month, just to remind you that, you know, love sharpens.
When you refuse to give up.
So catch us for the 4th week, nightly on Facebook Live or our YouTube channel, which is Launch 360 TV.
Yes, and we'll see you then.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. It is the 28th day of love. Oh, we're supposed to sing it.
28 days of love. Yes, indeed.
This is day 28, and I'm like so excited for tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little sad though.
I know, because he wants to keep going.
Yeah, we got to pick a bigger month, longer month.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited because I have known these two people since I was new to giving my heart to the Lord.
Wow.
And that I think it was Kai had just had Kai. I think it was a few years in. Kai might have been 3 years old. And I went to Wheatfield Street Church of the Living God. My grandfather was the pastor at that time. And across the street was Elder Meekins. And we loved him. And he had a granddaughter and many other granddaughters or children. And we would see them out there. But every now and then, my grandfather would invite Kathy, and we at that time we called him Minister George at that time, to come. And as I told his children, he was what you call before his time, because the word he would give was so powerful.
Wow.
And it was word driven. It wasn't emotion. It
Wow.
wasn't any of that. It was word. I had to say that. It was really word driven.
Yes.
And we would be all like, listen, like, man, he knows a whole lot, man.
Wow.
He was before his time. And Kathy was the singer. And she would have her and her children, the little Georgette, Vanessa, Veronica, and they would be singing. And so this is why I'm excited, because I watched them for the years. So, all right, let's bring them on. Let's bring them on. I'm excited.
Wow. Well,
bring on the Browns.
Bring on the Browns.
Bring on the Browns.
Yay. Welcome in.
Good evening to you.
Good evening to you as well.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to make sure I am posted and everybody can see what's going on here.
Yeah, you posted.
I know. I just got to make sure. I got to make sure it's right. Oh my goodness. First of all, I just want to thank you.
Thank you
for coming on.
Yes.
It's funny because we just got reconnected again, Kathy and I and her girls.
Wow.
And when I was editing the play, I was like telling Veronica or Vanessa, one of them beautiful twins, I was like, I really want your mom to sing with me in this play.
Wow.
And I told him, don't tell her. I'll find a way to gently ask her.
Okay.
Because I know Kathy's kind of been stepping back, but I remember that beautiful voice. And so I said, I'm asking her. And when she said yes, I was like, woo, thank you, Jesus. This had to be you now. And so we got reconnected. Right. And then I was like telling my husband, I said, I would love to have the twins' father and mother on, Kathy and George on, because I just remembered you all from when I was young. Yes. And I just appreciate, and I call it covenant vintage. And what I mean by that is just aging well, fine wine, and being together, raising your children together, and just doing all that you do together.
So how long have you been married?
You want to go?
Go ahead, baby.
43.
That is amazing.
That's
that is
double.
I know.
That's like double us.
Because I'm only 39. So
bless your heart.
Believe that. Our daughter is 38, so you can't be 39.
Well, the secret is to not count the years.
Love
but
it.
just continue to look to the author and the finisher. See, because the story has already been written. He just wants you to go and meet up with what he's wrote for your lives.
Wow. See, he came out the box swinging.
Yeah, I'm going to be posting. So if you see me down here, I'm just typing in what you're saying, because these are pearls.
He came out the box swinging. That's Mike Tyson.
Don't count the years.
Love it. Don't count the years.
Just enjoy the author finisher.
The story's already written. Just catch up.
Just catch up.
Just catch up. I love it. So I always ask everyone that we start with this question, because I think it says a lot about the foundation of their marriage. You know, how did you guys meet, and what attracted you to each other?
I'm going to let her.
No, go ahead.
Wait,
you go ahead. You go ahead.
You can't throw me the ball all the time.
Well, you met me, so go ahead.
Long story short, because we have all these. See, it would be easy to say if we just met 6 years ago, but we've got 40 some years of this story. And so to answer your question, we're meeting every day. We're still meeting each other every day. And so when we met the first time, it wasn't anything that we planned. We weren't looking for each other. And it was just a moment, because I was actually coming off a real bad relationship. So as far as I was concerned, the fence was built, the wall was high as could be, and nobody was coming in. And there she was.
Wow.
There she was. And that just shows you the awesomeness of God.
Come on.
That he sends somebody who doesn't look like they have the ability to unlock what you just locked up. And because my heart was totally locked like Fort Knox.
Wow.
But the way she said what she says to me, how she spoke to me, it was like a rose. It was like you take a rose,
You go, baby.
and you, if you ever see a rose when it opens up in the morning, one petal at a time.
Yes.
That's how she opened my heart.
Wow.
One piece at a time.
Wow.
Because she knew it was fractured, but she didn't want it to be broken. And so one piece at a time, she began to open it up and open it up. And as I did that, and I began to trust more and more, then is it love? We fell in love.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because during our time, we came up in a different generation.
Right,
And that generation was more about marriage than it was about love.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Because your parents, the church we came in was a beautiful church. But the image was everything. What it looks like.
Come on, sir.
All right. And so when you move forward in the church, you had to look a certain way. Now, don't hear this wrong.
Okay.
Good, it's very good because
Right.
there's a standard there. But at the same time, you're held accountable. And so it's
Wow.
hard for me to answer these questions. We met that way, one petal at a time.
Wow.
And then,
Wow.
oh yeah, see, the first time I ever was introduced to my wife was long before I was even thinking about marrying her. I just happened to be coming down Beaver Street, where New Holy Chapel Church of God in Christ was located, and they were having choir rehearsal on the inside. And I heard this voice, this melodious sound singing, and it caught my attention. See, I was not born again. I was just out of the United States Navy. And I was a man on a mission. But when that voice touched my ear, it stopped me in my track. I peeped in the door. And I think I remember saying, "That's a beautiful sound." I said, "I don't know who it is, but that really sounds good." And that was it. That was actually the first time I ever seen my wife.
Wow. Wow. Man, you actually explained some things to me about myself. In that, that's a whole nother conversation.
Go ahead and talk. Y'all just talk. I love it.
I want to hear from Miss Kathy.
Okay. I really got excited and just let y'all talk for about 6 hours.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, talk.
No, you going to talk. Go ahead.
Oh, you talking to me? No.
No. I was talking about telling Kathy to go ahead and talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
come on, Miss Kathy.
Go ahead, tell them about the fair.
Yes, tell us.
Oh, yes.
Be kind.
I'll be kind. We were dating at the time. Okay. And we weren't really dating. We were liking each other at the time.
Right.
But he didn't think that I was the right one. So he decided he wanted to just go with someone else. And so what happened was, he told me he was going to the fair. He told me who he was taking and stuff like that. And I thought about it. He called me and everything like that. And I thought about it. I said, so you're going to the fair. After we got done talking, I thought about it. I said, so if he's going to the fair, I am going to find him.
Okay.
Wow.
Now let me stop a moment. That particular time, Saturday, over 200,000 people at the York Fairground. Go ahead.
So I got on the bus and went to the fair.
Wow.
And I said to myself, I know where he was talking to me at. What booth? Because back then they had the phone booths back then. So, I said, I know where he was talking to me. So I said, I'm going to go through this door and I'm going to keep going. And the more I went, and I kept looking and looking and looking around. And then I saw him and this girl. I said, oh, hi. And that's all she wrote.
Okay.
Snatched him up.
And the rest is history because there was no need to be at the fair after that.
There you go. like you said, it was already written.
Oh,
I love it. I
oh my
love it.
God.
I
This is
love
so
it.
good.
So you would understand this, and you're probably going to teach us something about it. But talk about covenant. What does covenant mean to you, and how has it played a role in your longevity of your love story?
Covenant means a commitment. We verbalize that, a commitment. But then you got to put all of that into action.
Yeah.
It sounds good when you say I'm in a committed relationship, but you've got to put that into action. So what does that mean? That means you have to be ready. Now, don't hear this the wrong way. You have to be ready to fight.
Okay.
You have to be ready to fight, because you said, well, we've said our we said I do's, and we walked down the aisles together and everything. Now you must be ready to fight.
Wow.
The Bible said, fight the good fight of faith. And then it talks about running this race. All of that is a part of covenant.
Yes.
Because you have to protect. And that's the thing. Protect. When she gave me her heart and I gave her my heart, she knew how to protect it. I know how to protect it. And so that means I've got to fight, because there's a whole lot of things that's going to come to challenge you to drop that heart. And to me, covenant means it's just like that relationship, that never-ending relationship between you and the Father. You do all you can to stay in the face of the Lord. You stay in his face. That's how your covenant grows. Wow. See, relationships down through the years, oh my Lord, I was so happy when the young people were talking about their many different challenges and things like that. But that's all a part of fighting for that love, fighting for that covenant, fighting for that stance because of who we represent. See, now I'm going to often go back to the foundation, which is the Lord Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Because without him, we have no covenant. We have no covenant. We are like strangers in the night that bump into each other. Wow. And if it don't work out right, we're out of here. But it takes the Lord Jesus Christ, who can be with you in a lion's den. And it doesn't matter if you end up in a fiery furnace, it's still going to be all right.
Come on.
Yes.
That's the kind of covenant we're talking about. Can you fight for it?
Wow.
When you wake up in the morning, it's not how you feel, but it's something on the inside that said, I will not back up. But you got to keep going forward.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I told you, dude. I told you.
Wow.
Oh, I love this.
Well, we should have did this one in person.
I know this would have been great in person. We're going to have to find another time.
We're gonna have to encroach on your time another time.
I mean, we're both we're humbled by that, but it's just something that God has brought us through.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to direct this one to Miss Kathy, right? Because so you two individuals come from two different places, two different times, different upbringings, families, and things of that sort. What differences do you see?
Did you have?
Between you and your husband, but those differences fit together like a puzzle so that you work so well together?
How we think.
Okay.
How we think. We think differently sometimes, but we come together to work it out. And we're growing. We are growing.
Wow.
Yes, we are growing.
Wow.
I love that,
yes.
that you're saying that, because sometimes people think that after you've been married for quite some time that there is no more growing.
Right.
But I love that they say they're growing. And I also love that George said that they meet pretty much, they're still meeting each other. They're still getting to know each other.
Right.
So for those of you who are married, you think, you've got 10 years, 5 years, and 20 years in, it's not over.
No.
As long as you're still alive and breathing and covenant is in place,
there's always more to learn.
You still have more to learn and more to find out about each other. It's an adventure.
Yeah. So Mr. George, what would you say your differences are between you and Miss Kathleen, and how you think they fit together well?
Let's say where I do things, I'll organize things.
Okay.
She'll say, "Hey, look, you need to slow down, partner. Slow down." You know, I want things a certain way, and she's like that to a certain degree. But hey, no, we're not going that far with it. You know, so where I seem like I'm moving real ahead, she knows how to slow me down and say, "Okay, let's put this all back together. It's still gonna work." You know?
Right.
It's just those little things, but they're not the kind of things that eat at our relationship, because we don't. That's not where we're at. That's not where we're at.
Right.
I mean, if we have those moments when we have to take something real unique and special to say to one another, after 20 minutes of me saying what I said to you, I'm good. I'm good. We can get in the car and ride from here to Georgia.
I know that's right.
But this is my girl right here.
Oh,
So I make room for her, because when she says something to me, she want to make sure that I heard it.
That you heard it.
So
Right.
And that's one of those differences.
Right.
You tell me one time I'm good, but she will say, "Did you?" She wants to make sure, so she'll make sure she come back knocking and knocking and knock. But it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. So let's say, because of where we're at in our relationship, it's not a threat. I don't have to say, "Well, I'm this and that." No, who I am who you are.
Wow. Wow.
And vice versa. She is who I am.
Wow.
So there are moments when I lead, and there are moments when she says, "Hey, he's tired. I'm leading."
Yeah.
So when she leads, it doesn't mean she steps in front or steps forward. She steps right where she's always been, by the side. So she won't let anybody else get to me until I get my rest.
come on.
And so when I assume my leadership, it's a smooth transition. It's not a struggle for dominance. It's a smooth transition. See, we don't have that kind of a thing. Not saying that we're perfect. That's why I say every day we're meeting each other. We're finding out who we are. See, that type of thing.
Right, because in a marriage, when you get married at first, things are different. But as you're staying married,
Yes.
I would say maybe in this 5 or 7 years, it changes.
Yes.
And if you're willing to change with that marriage, it can grow.
Yes.
And then it'll change again as your marriage gets older.
Yes.
It doesn't stay the same. You don't stay the same.
Come on,
the person
Absolutely.
doesn't stay the same.
Wow. Wow.
And that's what I've learned.
All the way through, there are these moments when we've watched the transition from one phase of life to another phase of life to another phase of life. And it's been a journey. And so we've learned to look and see what's going on and appreciate the moment. We may not always appreciate what we've been through, but we know God has brought us through that. We've got so many. That's why we've got a version that we won't share with you.
Right.
It's a rough side.
Right.
But God brought us through. And when I say a rough side, let me make sure the air is crystal clear. It's not a rough side between us. It's a rough side between the life that was fighting against us, that told us we could not have this or we couldn't do that. And so it seemed like it pushed it back, but God kept pushing us forward. It's just the timing was off. So once we got to the place where he wanted to be in the right position, then what you said we couldn't have, he said it's always been there for you.
Wow.
Glory to God.
Wow. I'm so glad that you guys are cleaning up, finishing this whole thing.
Yeah, finishing our whole 28 days of love, because it's just
we've talked to young ladies that were in preparation, as your daughter taught us that term. Then we've talked to folks who what 3, 4, 5 years into marriage, all the way up to to you. And I think it's important for married couples, especially those that are beginning in those first 5 to 7 years, to understand that's a building time.
And the shifting,
Yeah,
and
it's a
changing.
transitional time. It's a time of investment, breaking up the ground. And in this generation, and I'm not picking on this generation, but it's just how society has done it. There's patience for things is a little different. Just by reason of the mouse, we can click on the mouse and get something, instantly. So nothing against it, just what it is.
Right.
But for you to confirm that for folks, things are going to take time. And then when you think you have it, it's going to change.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's going to change again.
Yes.
But you started off telling us that it's already written.
Already written. Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, I don't know how I'm full.
But I just want to say what's so powerful, to me is that, Newton and I've been married 23 years.
But we ain't counting.
No.
We're not counting no more. I learned that today.
We ain't counting. But the reason why I use the timeline is because we need people like you.
Right.
We need your testimony. We need your advice.
Right.
We need these pearls, this encouragement, this wisdom. We need that. And the reason why we need it is because there are others. We're still growing too. And there are others who are growing. They're looking at us. We're looking at you. You're looking at whomever.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is what I believe God ordained in the very beginning, to follow me as I follow Christ.
Right.
And so we're following an example of covenant and promise and sacrifice and dedication and faith and trust. When we look at you, that's what we can see.
Right.
And we want people to see that same thing through us. So I just want to commend you. You guys are just a blessing tonight. I just want to let you just share anything else that you really.
Well, let's ask. Can we go a little longer?
Okay, we can go.
Because there's two questions I think that we need to. We should hear from you.
Yeah, good.
There's two questions I think we should hear from you on, and one of them is, and you kind of alluded to it a little, but in your years of marriage, now, in its mature years of marriage, what do you do intentionally to continue to help each other grow?
To sharpen each other.
You want to go first? All right. I think, one of the things I will do, I'm a big supporter of my wife. So when our relationship began, I didn't want her to be this particular certain way, but I wanted her to be who she was going to be. And the only way she would get there is to give her room to grow.
Love it.
And vice versa. We learned so many things, from the start and the beginning of our marriage. I mean, I had a lot of hair then. A lot of hair. We've been through so many things together, and so I just support her.
Okay.
I want her to be. I mean, this is my girl.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. We're good. Just don't cross the line.
Right.
And if anything else, let me just say this off the. I know you didn't ask this, but one of the things we have that this generation misses is we had role models. We have those men and those women who stood before us with integrity, with character.
Yeah.
We had great men and women, husbands and wives, and we had those folks to look at.
Yes.
See, we didn't relate to whatever the world relates to now.
Mm-hmm.
I've said enough. Go ahead.
Wow. So are there any things that you do consciously, Miss Kathy, to continue to pour into and help Mr. George grow?
Sharpen.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I do. I do support him. I encourage him. I give him compliments,
Mhm.
even though we're married a long, long, long time.
Wow.
I still give him compliments,
Wow.
and so yeah, that's what I do.
I
I'm
love
there for him.
Mhm.
I still cook.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do what I'm supposed to do, and I enjoy it.
Now don't get that twisted. I cook too.
I was gonna say, I know you do, Mr. George.
He's a very good cook too. Matter of fact,
But
Oh
here's
my
the kind of relationship we have is that if she's hungry 2 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll go get something for her.
Aw.
And if it's the other way around, she would go get it for me.
Yeah.
I may say to her, "No, I'm okay. I'm good,"
and
but
I won't.
she
I
won't
said,
be satisfied
make
until
sure
she's
you're
gotten
right.
that done.
Yes,
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right?
Wow.
and that's a support. That's what you call supporting.
If my covers aren't on right when I'm in the bed, she makes sure they're on right.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah, I would do that too for my chicken plum. And he
It's so important. Those little
Yes.
things. Those little things, they really count. You know,
Yes. Yes.
They really do.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
When I wake up in the morning, I found I'm hemmed up and can't get away. I'm on lockdown. I said, "Oh, what's going? We have a king size bed, and the mattress is flat. It's not one of those worn out with you roll down. No, it's a good mattress.
Right.
But someone always finds their way over.
like I am now.
He said the same thing about me.
And see, those are those special moments that
Yeah.
we highlight for each other.
Wow.
Right?
I
Because
love
you can't have a relationship this long without having intimacy.
Yes, come on, sir.
I mean, just because we've aged doesn't mean we live in the graveyard.
That's
Love
right.
it. Love it.
See?
That's
Love it.
right.
So, and it has to be the right kind of intimacy,
Okay.
not just for me.
Uh-huh.
See, that's that type of thing. It's like if you're going to give a piece of candy, I'm not here to eat it all.
Yeah.
If it's the last one, you can have it.
Yeah, he's
Not-
very. He does that a lot.
And 9 times out of 10, she's going to make sure I get a piece of it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
These two are
This
so
is amazing.
cute.
This
You
is
guys
amazing.
are so good.
This
Like,
is amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But look, someone's saying, yes, still loving on each other. That's what makes it so important.
Yes.
It makes it so important. There was something that Mr. George said. He said, I make room for her. He said that way back, and I posted that. Like when she wants to share something, he makes room or space or gives her a chance to say what she's going to say. And he said it about 3 times. This is my girl.
girls, my girl.
Did y'all hear that?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm taking notes. I'm
taking notes. Look, he might borrow that now.
I'm taking notes.
You know, we do the same thing with things that we purchase and we value. We put it in a special place.
Come
It's
on.
not for everybody's use.
Ooh,
I
that's good.
valued my wife.
That's good.
I haven't just started valuing her. See, I valued her from way back.
That's good.
From way back. So this was something that we've just evolved into. See, I'm sounding arrogant, and I don't want to do that.
No, you're not.
I don't want to do that, because I also want to say that there's some other folks out there who are doing the same thing,
Right.
trusting God, trusting that it has to be more than just a relationship,
Right.
because we're not just two people having. No, my heart's in her heart, her
Yes.
heart's in my heart.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we live for each other,
Yes.
and we know at some moment in time that when we come together, then we have our relationship, our intimacy.
Mhm.
Wow. I want to kind of try to land this plane, and I want to land it with you giving some advice for folks. I mean, you've been giving it all along,
Mhm. We love it.
right? But and I don't want this to be a negative ending. Yeah, the advice to be a negative. But in marriages, there's bumps and there's hills, there's valleys. There's times where we have to sit down and have spirited conversations, right? So what are your go-to strategies? How do you handle it when you have to have that spirited conversation with one another? You know, teach us how you might do that. Maybe we can pick up some tips from you.
I mean, when we're talking about spirited conversation and then those things, a lot of times emotions are involved in that. And so one of the things you have to do is don't make it personal. Don't make it personal.
Love it.
You know, sometimes a good conversation is like planting a seed in a good ground. You may not see nothing now, but it's going to grow.
Come on.
It's going to grow. And so folks need to realize that this is a part of the process.
Right.
You've learned that for those who drive, you know, we drive. Every now and then you run across a speed bump that doesn't stop you from driving. That just teaches you to slow down.
Right.
Come on, sir.
Slow down. This is not an area where you want to run through it because there's some things that needs to be taken care of. And if it's something valuable, you will slow down. And so those heated conversations, we can look at them as speed bumps.
Come on, sir.
Speed bumps. And so, and you have to have the right frame of mind and know that you value who's riding with you or who's driving, because you're not going to always be the driver just because you're the man.
Come on, sir.
Right.
You see, because if that's the case, then God would not have designed Eve. He would just say, okay, Adam, you're on your own.
Yeah, you're on.
No.
Yeah.
No, but he said, look, I don't want you being by yourself.
Right.
And so he put someone who could drive along the way when they hit a speed bump.
Right.
And that's the way I would put it that way. I know I talk in word pictures and almost like, you know, metaphors.
We love it.
No.
That's what it is. So when folks are having difficult time, it's a speed bump. Slow down.
Love it.
Slow down.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I just love this.
I don't know, Miss Kathy, you have anything for us in those along those lines as well?
Slow down.
Slow down. You heard it. I'm gonna type it again.
Slow down.
Down.
You have to slow down, especially when you have like difficulty times, you know, and examine it and look at it and talk about it. You know, it's so important to have the conversations also.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Wow.
And don't always want to win.
Come on.
Ooh.
Don't do that. Because when you think you won momentarily, you've lost. Your bed won't be comfortable to lay in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
You need to rewind that one. Rewind that one. You need to say that one again, sir.
That's all, you know, that's all we're saying is don't always want to win.
Yeah.
Don't always want to win.
Yep. Work together.
Right. I love it. I love it. Listen, we are at time, and we want to respect your time and everyone else's. We're so grateful
I'm so
that
thankful.
you have taken time out of you. I mean, I can't even tell you how grateful I am. I'm going to listen to this replay a couple times because I was trying to be active, so I wasn't writing stuff down.
No,
I need to write some stuff down. So as we go, I don't know if there's anything that you, Mr. George, and Miss Kathy, are doing that you want people to know about or can be a part of. You can share that now. And if you have any last words, any last jewels or you know, science you want to drop on us, we'll take that too. Yes. And then we'll go ahead and close up. So is there anything that, you know, you guys going on?
You have the floor.
You know, I really like for my wife to say something, but she keeps bless her.
She handed you the microphone.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just mindful that marriage is honorable, and the bed is undefiled.
Come on.
And God will fight for your marriage.
Love it.
Just have it in the right position.
Love it.
See, he has the ability to take care of what's his. It's when you have his word on the inside of you, he takes care of his word that's in you. And when you become that word, when you begin to live it out, he takes care of you completely. David said this way, I was young once, but now I'm old, or we're old. But we've yet to see the righteous forsaken, nor our seed
That's good.
begging bread.
That's good.
And so don't think this is just for us, but it's for our seed also. You know, and so, but let me say, we truly thank you so very much. We're humbled by this. We're not a perfect people, but we just love God, and we're grateful to you. It was so good to meet you, Dr. Newt. And I appreciate who you are for your wife.
Oh, wow.
And for the ministry that God has placed in your hands. So you run the race. Run the race, you know, because time will come. You're going to have to pass the baton on.
Yes.
But don't get that wrong. We're still here for whatever, you know, God wants us to do. And, you know, we've got things that we're looking forward to.
Wow.
I also want to say we are empty nesters and we are enjoying it.
I forgot.
Yes.
No.
You're supposed to enjoy it.
Some years.
So are we.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
Yes. I love it too.
And no, when anybody comes over, I mean, he likes people to come over, but he is glad when it's just he and I.
Yes.
He loves it.
Yep. We raise them to go, not to stay. Love them.
We do love them. Yeah, we do love them.
Yeah. Want to make that clear.
We do love them. Yes, absolutely.
We get the special text.
Right. We love you so much that you can stand on your own. We talk you high.
That's a fact.
Listen, it's been such an honor and such a blessing. Thank you for your time. The chat has gone crazy.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff. We're already moving anyway because I got to go. It has gone crazy. I mean, we appreciate you, and we look forward to another time that we can get together. And next time we need to do it in person.
Yeah.
God bless you.
We need to do it in person. Well, thank you guys, everyone.
Thank you so much.
All right. So for all of you that are out there that have been logging in every day,
For the past 28 days.
Oh my goodness, we applaud you. We give you a round of applause. We hope that you grab some morsels, some things, some tools, some seeds, some clarity, some encouragement, some food, something that you put on in the cabinet that you can pull out later.
Yes.
Because this thing is real. Marriage is the foundational structure relationship that God put on planet first. Was here first.
Right.
So it means something.
It means a lot.
It means something. So thank you for tuning in. Remember, we want you to go ahead and join that Facebook page, 28 Days of Love, the Facebook group rather, 28 Days of Love. Go ahead and join that group. Share it with folks to group. Listen, if you have pictures of you, your spouse, activities that you're doing, those of you in preparation, things that are going, little sayings that you have, quotes, videos, all biblical based, and positive.
Yes.
Go ahead and post them on that page. So if you post them on the page and they disappear, that's
might be a little.
That's got to report it down, right? But post on that page to encourage folks so that we can keep the 28 Days of Love moving for 365. We love you. We love you. We love you.
I just want to thank all of our guests from the very first guest until the last ones, which are the Browns, was just a special treat, treat for us all. I want to thank all of those who came on, those of you who were married, those of you who videoed in and couldn't come on live. I just want to thank you from the beginning to the end. It's been a powerful second season of 28 Days of Love. Newt and I really enjoyed it. And we just want to thank you again. Again, we will try to be ready on Saturday to just share some clips, but we want to share clips from each day.
Right.
Again.
And keep your ears and eyes open because something's brewing.
Some kind of conference.
Something's brewing. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Browns.
You're
God bless you.
welcome.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Well, welcome back to week 4, the final week of
Launch and
28 Days of Love.
Oh my goodness, and love has been sharpening.
When you refuse to give up.
We're back nightly, as we have been all the whole month of February.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, but week 4 is just as powerful as week 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, indeed. Pulling it up at the end, we have finishing up strong for us.
Yes, we've got Mike and Alicia Capoe.
On Monday, February 27th at 6 p.m. And we also have George and Kathy Brown.
Yo, these guys are vintage in marriage. Tuesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. And don't forget, we're going to review with those clips, guys. We've got some great clips.
It's a bonus. We're going to extend it for you.
We're going to extend it, so we will see you on Saturday, March 4th, right here with Kim and Dr. You. Look, I had to come in and harmonize with them this time.
We'll pull up some clips and some high points of things that happened throughout the month, just to remind you that, love sharpens.
When you refuse to give up.
So catch us for the 4th week, nightly on Facebook Live or our YouTube channel, which is Launch 360 TV.
Yes, and we'll see you then.